Hey, what's up? I got another deck profile, and this is for Garchomp Altaria. Well, for the new X and Y time period. If you haven't seen my Verizian Genesect deck profile yet, you should go check it out. This is an updated version of Garchomp Altaria, like after the new set came out. I figured my old video is kind of outdated because, well, we have one new set. And, well, I don't want to blabber on too much, so let's begin. Starting off with the Pokemon, we got... You know what? I'll bring it down here. We got 4 Gibbles. Always run 4 Gibble in this deck. And now we got 3 Gibites with Dragon Call. Now, some people are running 4 of this, but I thought 4 was overkill, so I decided to just stay with 3, like I've been doing. 2 is not enough. You need, I think in my opinion, you need 3 of these. It's really good. And next up, we got we got our own fighting machine, Garchomp. And basically, you always want to run 4 of this in this deck. You do not want to run 3. I'm just saying, because if your other Garchomp is prized, you're fucked. Sorry. Sorry for the profanity, but you're kind of in a bad situation if your other Garchomp is prized. So running 4 kind of makes up for it. Now we got 3 Swablu. Always run... Well, 4 is a bit overkill. I think all you need is 3 because you only need 2 sets in play, and adding the 3rd set can guarantee you that you can get the 2nd one in play. And of course we got... Whoops. Hold on a sec. Damn it. Okay. We got 3 Altaria. The Altaria is used... Basically, it has an ability called Fight Song. And Fight Song makes it so that all their Dragon types attacks... Well, any Dragon type on the field, all Dragon types attacks are boosted by 20. So, basically, this ability stacks. So if you have 2 Altarias in play, your Dragon type Pokemon are doing 40 more damage to their attack stat. Well, for their attack stat. Now, this is a proxy, but it's a Mr. Mime. Yeah, I have pretty crappy proxies. Basically, you have to have 1 Mr. Mime in this deck, at least, because this deck is really weak to bench sniping. And basically, it makes it so that all damage to your bench Pokemon can't happen. That's all I can say about this card. And next up, we got Spiritomb. Now, this looks like a very weird choice for this deck. But honestly, if you think about it, once you play your A-spec of the deck, you're never going to play it ever again. So you might play this card down right afterwards, preventing your opponent from playing it. Or if you're going up against a Genesect or a Darkrai variant with Sableye, which can abuse the A-spec cards, then you're going to want to play this card onto your bench. And now we're done with the Pokemon. And now we can move on to the trainers. Or let's start with the supporters. First off, we got 4 Professor Juniper. Juniper's good. You should always run 4. Or you can run Sycamore, like I said before in my other video. And we got... Damn it. I hate these sleeves. They stick a little bit. We got 4N. N is really good. You could run 1 Shauna in this deck, but I thought that N would be way better. I don't think you needed that, like like 1 Shauna though. I run 2 Skyla. Now, I may run less Skyla than normal in this deck, but I think 2 is all you need. I think what you really need to do is, like, you need to be able to draw and get yourself an actual hand. Though at times, the way this deck sets up, like, once you set up your field, you really don't have to worry about being end or anything like that. Because if you got everything set up on the field already, then you don't have to worry about how your hand is. Something I kind of like about this deck. It's not affected by N as much if you set up your field. And now we got 2 Colress. Now your bench is going to be full most of the time, so Colress is very viable most of the time. So you should always run 2. I've seen some people run 3, but I think 2 is plenty. Oh, and if you don't feel that like, you know, Colress is that viable, you could always take out 1 Colress for a 3rd Skyla, but I chose not to, because Colress has been very good so far. Now let's move on to the item cards. First off, we have 4 Level Ball. Now, Level Ball is really good in this deck. You're able to search out like most of everything in this deck with Level Ball. The only thing you can't search with it is Garchomp, but you can Dragon Call for it, so you don't really have to worry about that. And if Garbodor gives you trouble, just use Tool Scrapper. It's not that huge of an issue, really, if you're running enough Tool Scrapper. We got 1 Escape Rope. Now, if I had more space, I would run 2 Escape Rope, because pretty much Escape Rope forces your opponent to switch their Pokemon, and it allows you to have a free switch. So this card's very viable. And next up, we got 2 Max Potion. Now, Max Potion is very good in this deck when you combine it with the fact that Garchomp most of the time only attacks with 1 energy card. So you can Max Potion off any damage it has on it, and then you could just keep hitting your opponent. Next up, we got 2 Rare Candy. Now, I don't run 3 Rare Candy because I feel that most of the time you don't need to evolve the Garchomp immediately. Sometimes you do, but most of the time you don't. Because you want to use Dragon Call early on in the game so you could set up your dragons. And next up, we got 2 Super Rod. Now, Super Rod is really needed in this deck, because you need to be able to recycle your resources that you've discarded. I would run 3 in this deck, but 2 works as long as you run, well, something else to back it up. I don't want to spoil it right now, but this can be used to get back any Garchomp lines that are in the discard pile, or get back a set of Altaria, or get energy back in your deck. It can be used for all of those. Super Rod is really needed in this deck, but it's also really good in this deck. Imagine yourself using 6 Garchomps in 1 game. It's insane. Okay, next up we got 3 Silver Bangle. Silver Bangle is the card you're going to use most of the time with Garchomp. Now, I wouldn't run Muscle Band in this deck, because Muscle Band only adds on 20. Silver Bangle allows you to hit those magical numbers like 170 for 1-shots on 170 HP EXs. And also, Altaria already is a Muscle Band if you think about it, because it already gives Garchomp 20 more attack power, and you're going to be having like 2 sets of those out in the field normally. This card's just used to help against the EX Pokemon. I still think that you're still going to use Silver Bangle in this deck. I know the Empoleon matchup could get pretty rough, but if you have to, you could always run Muscle Pad for that, but Silver Bangle's the most viable in this deck. Now, the next trainers. Silver Mirror. Silver Mirror is needed in this deck because Lugia, let's just say, for example, you're going up against a Plasma deck, and you're going up against pretty much a Lugia EX that can overflow you and one-shot you for the knockout because of Deoxys and Muscle Band, and you have the Team Plasma Kyurem to deal with if they're running that version of the deck, and they can just one-shot you for the knockout. Now, this card makes it so that they can't damage you, and it's a very good alternative to use on Garchomp if you're going up against Plasma, because Plasma decks can easily one-shot Garchomp if it doesn't have like something like Silver Mirror on it. I run double Scrapper. I run 2 Tool Scrapper just for the Garbodor matchup or getting rid of simple tools that could basically screw you up for the rest of the game. My ace-spec of choice is Dowsing Machine in this deck. Dowsing Machine allows you to get well, if you think about it, you could play 3 Tool Scrapper in one game, you could play 5 Level Ball, you could play 3 Super Rod, or you could potentially play 3 Silver Mirror in this deck if they Tool Scrappered them all. So this card is really good to help you get an extra card of whatever you need that's already in the deck by one. Because some matchups, you need more of one card than you need from the other card in different kinds of matchups. This kind of helps with that. This makes it so that you don't have to run more of that card. Instead, just put in the Dowsing Machine in the deck and it can get you back more of that card for that matchup. Like one more of that card. Well, now let's move on to the energy of the deck. Okay. I run... Whoops. Okay. I run 6 fighting energy. 1, 2, 3, 4... Yeah. I run 6 fighting energy. And 4 blend energy. 6 fighting and 4 blend energy, so I run 10 energies total for this deck. I hope you like my deck profile. On this version of Garchomp Altaria, I mean by it's still a really good deck right now in X and Y. Because like, sure you got that Xernea's EX that can easily one-shot you, but if you think about it, that deck relies on special energy at times. Well, I don't want to go, like, blab for too long, and I've probably gone way too far over the time limit. So, it's been Thugs for Less, and I'm out. Watch my other videos that are already posted on the channel, and peace.